Death Science welcomes you to this episode of Freeing Your Mind with Reverend Albert. Albert is a holistic minister, Reiki master, ceremonialist, and adventurer. Learn more about him on facebook.com/SacredSelfDiscovering.
Hi, I'm Reverend Albert Serino, and today we're going to talk a little bit about a shamanic perspective on death, on death work, working with the dying, working with those loved ones around someone who's dying. We're going to talk a little bit about death walkers, death doulas. So let's begin. From a shamanic perspective, death is definitely not the end. Death is a transition into different levels or dimensions of reality. You know, and a lot of shamans that are on this plane now are very versed in going into that realm of spirit, that other space. You know, the shamans are the walkers between the worlds. They know, you know, that the other realm, the place we go after we pass from this life is very real, very alive, and it has, you know, its own unique environment and dimensionality to it. From a shamanic perspective, you know, death, as I said, death is not the end. So what a shaman might do to work to comfort, you know, the dying is they might even help them have they might one way help them have a glimpse of that other side, to help them feel the other side, the love and the experience of being in that other realm. And shamans do this through accessing altered states or taking people into altered states. And that could be through various forms, you know, through different types of drumming, trance states of drumming, through types of dance, psychedelic plant medicines, various forms. They bring people into these spaces. So that might be one way that a shaman might comfort the dying, by really making the connection with that other realm a little less scary, a little less unknown and secretive. So that's a little bit about just some shamanic aspects. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that is really in line, not necessarily, shamans don't necessarily do this, but they can, and that is something called death walking. And that's when someone would go into, they'd sit next to someone who's dying and who's really on their, you know, about to pass or close to it, and they would sit and they'd go into this altered space, into that other realm, and they'd walk the spirit, in a sense, to the other side. You walk the person out of their body and bring their spirit to the other realm, and then come back, you know, drop themselves back into their body. And that would be a way, an easier transition for the person dying, and it might give them peace of mind, and it might also just help them find their way. One thing that I found personally is that when people are close to dying, something that seems to happen is there seems to be this resistance of letting go of the physical realm. And you know, to some people it's really it's understandable, because when we pass, you know, we leave loved ones, we leave our lives, that some things we really enjoyed and we're really attached to, and we would not like to feel like we're disconnecting from. But in a sense, that's just, you know, that seems to be some parts of death anxiety, and sometimes a death walker would be able to go in and help them to transition and move forward. So that's a little bit about death walking. I want to talk about a death doula, who also might have the same qualities or some of the same skill sets as a death walker. They might be able to escort, you know, the dying into the other realms, or they might just be able to assist. You know, a death doula, there's many skill sets that a death doula may have, but some things you might find that they may, some skills they may possess, or in the realms of the physical, they may have a little bit of psychological understanding, you know, so they might have a little knowledge on grief and how people grieve and how to comfort the grieving. from a strictly psychological perspective. And then they might also have a little bit of an understanding of energy work, the metaphysical, and how to help someone relax and open up their energy centers and help release any stored emotion or grief or pent-up energy that they're holding in their heart space, as we normally do when someone passes away. We're grieving and we're hurt, and sometimes we don't want to show that person, and we hold back our tears and we hold back our pain. And a death doula might be a good person to come in and be able to offer comforting words that are relevant and helpful, and also be able to do some energy work and calm the body down a lot, open up the energy centers of the body, and help someone relax. I wanted to talk a little bit about death meditations as well for this video. And a death meditation is when you basically go inside in this meditative space, and you almost play out death. Not in a sense where you play out this experience of you drowning or you dying in a certain way, although that could be very beneficial actually. It's this experience of playing out you pretending that you've died and that you're dying, and that in that instance you have to let go of everything, and then in that place, and you then reflect on your loved ones, you reflect on the things you enjoy, you reflect on this life, what you may have accomplished, what you may have not accomplished, what you may have wanted to do in your life that you may not have got to do, what you did get to actually do and are excited about, how you treat yourself and other people. And it's very much going inward and experiencing all these things in the inner realm without it actually physically happening. And one thing that you'd find during these death meditations is that your body responds. If you do it with strong intention and you sit down and you actually really bring yourself into it, your body will respond in a way that might be uncomfortable. It might actually feel like these things are somehow taking place, and emotions might arise, and certain types of feelings might come forward that you're uncomfortable with, or confusion, or all these regrets and resentments or anything like that typically one may feel on their deathbed. And in that place, a death meditation is really, really good for helping you to actually see, what it is that so many see on their deathbed that you might not take into consideration before death. And it gives you an opportunity now to live your life in the way that you see that you might have been, if say that you wish you did this, you wish you did that, you wish you treated somebody a little bit better or whatever. Now you get to live those experiences and fix that stuff before you actually pass. That allows you to really kind of rework some of the things. Now, rework some of the things within your life. Now, the aspect of dying and letting go, that is some work within itself. The idea of surrender, of complete surrender of your body, of your being, and whatever is coming next. And that could be some work too. You may do these meditations multiple times, or a type of meditation that's more like a death meditation, and you might find yourself really feeling hard to okay, I'm going to let go, and really pretending, that you're really letting go of yourself. And there's parts of you that don't actually want to let go of this reality, of this existence. In that case, these death meditations are really good for helping you let go. And letting go is one foundation of life that we need to really practice, because death, the cycle of birth, life, and death, is also fractalized into smaller, cycles throughout our daily lives. With this big cycle of being born, going through our life, and dying, but every day we're being reborn, we're going through this experience, and we're dying. Every day it's happening multiple times, over and over and over, where something is coming in that's new, we go through this experience and we're letting go. We get this job, it's new, we go through it for a few years, all of a sudden over time things happen, it becomes, we grow ourselves and we don't want to stay at that job and we want to move forward. Well, there's this death process that happens, that it's over. We have to let go of our coworkers that we might have cared about or might not have. We have to let go of that routine that we've gotten ourselves into of going to that job and doing those tasks, and we have to welcome in the new. So we're always welcoming, starting and ending. We're letting go of loved ones throughout our lives. We're getting in and out of relationships, and that's stuff that we get into and we have to let go. And all these things, if we don't get used to the aspect of death or the aspect of letting go, we get caught up in our everyday life. You know, there's definitely a lot of you out there, you know, and myself included. I've had this experience where, you know, you've gotten into relationships and you really got attached and you really enjoyed them, and then all of a sudden they were ending and it was hard and you got attached and there was all these feelings and things that you had a hard time letting go of, and that's death. That is death on a smaller cycle that's rolling through your life all the time. Birth, life, and death. And being able to let go of something doesn't mean that you have to completely let it go. Like, for you to sit and imagine yourself letting go of your boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't mean that that's going to actually happen, you know, at any time in this life. It might actually, you might actually get married and it might go to the end of your life and you might, you know, die happy at old age, or, you know, your relationship might end next week or tomorrow or whatever. But letting go of the attachment of it, that, you know, you're going to be whole no matter what happens, even if it's hard to grieve, even if it's hard to go through the experience, you're going to be whole and you're going to come out of it okay. And that's learning to let go. That's what death meditations on this bigger scale, understanding where we're going to go, we're going to be born, we're going to go through life and die, how that plays out on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly or yearly. So death meditations are really nice to get into, to help you reestablish a clean slate for your life, or to help you understand where you'd like to do different things in your life now while you have the opportunity. It also helps you to learn how to let go at a deeper and deeper level the more you practice these and the more you really get yourself into them. So thank you for tuning into this video. I did want to mention to you that in doing these death meditations and really getting into death, it's important to remember that it's important to live your life the best way you possibly can. You know, to really work on yourself when it comes to any shortcomings in self-worth or any types of shyness, that you don't want to follow your dreams or live the best life and to your fullest potential that you can. It's really important to do that inner work, because this life is so beautiful. It can be so beautiful, even if you're experiencing tough times, tough experiences. It can be so beautiful, and you are worth it. And every person in this world is a piece to a beautiful puzzle, and without each piece of the puzzle, it's never going to be complete. So you are worth something, and you are beautiful. So do that inner work. Face those fears. Face the fear of death. Face all the inner issues, the things that you don't like. Change those things within yourself. It's worth doing the work, so that way you can live the best life you can. If you'd like to connect with me, if you have any more questions, you could reach out at Facebook and Instagram, SacredSelfDiscovering, all one word, or you can connect with me through email at SacredSelfDiscovering@gmail.com. And for more videos like this, check out www.DeathScience.tv.